There are moments in sports when something happens so unexpectedly, so powerfully, that it stops everything. Timelines freeze, notifications won't stop buzzing, analysts scramble to go live, fans refresh their feeds every few seconds, waiting for more details. That's exactly what happened when this latest WNBA update dropped. Within minutes, it wasn't just trending in sports, it was trending everywhere. From basketball communities to mainstream media pages, from former athletes to celebrities, everyone had something to say. And when that happens, you know it's bigger than just one headline. The announcement that changed the mood. The update centered around major developments involving the league's future, negotiations, player power, financial structure, expansion growth, and the direction the WNBA is heading into next season. For weeks, there had been whispers. Insiders hinted that discussions behind closed doors were intense. Players were reportedly unified. League officials were under pressure. Sponsors were watching closely. But no one expected the announcement to land the way it did. When the news finally broke, it sent shockwaves through the basketball world. Some fans celebrated instantly, calling it a historic shift toward progress. Others reacted with concern, wondering what it might mean for the season ahead. Debate filled comment sections, podcasts went into emergency mode, sports networks interrupted regular programming to discuss it. That's when it became clear this wasn't just an update, it was a turning point. Why this moment feels different. The WNBA today is not the same league it was 5 or even 3 years ago. Viewership numbers have climbed, attendance is growing, social media engagement is exploding, star players have become household names, rookie classes are arriving with massive fan bases already behind them, sponsorship deals are stronger, expansion talks are serious. In short, the league has momentum, and momentum changes everything. When a league is rising, every decision carries more weight, every negotiation becomes more public, every disagreement becomes headline news. The stakes are higher because the spotlight is brighter. That's why this update broke the internet. It symbolized power. It showed that players are more organized, more vocal, and more influential than ever before. It showed that the league understands its current value. It showed that women's sports are no longer asking for attention, they are commanding it. The fan reaction, passion on display. What truly made this moment unforgettable wasn't just the news itself, it was the reaction. Fans weren't quiet observers, they were emotionally invested. Some praised the bold direction, saying this is exactly what growth looks like. Others raised questions about timing, stability, and long-term impact. Heated debates unfolded between supporters and skeptics. Analysts broke down financial implications. Former players added historical context. Even athletes from other leagues chimed in. When a WNBA update sparks conversations across the NBA, NFL, international basketball circles, and mainstream culture pages, that's when you know the league has reached another level of relevance. This wasn't noise, this was engagement. The bigger picture, a league finding its voice. For years, WNBA players have balanced overseas play, domestic seasons, brand partnerships, and advocacy work. They've carried the responsibility of growing the game while still competing at the highest level. Now that growth is visible. The current generation of stars isn't just playing basketball, they're shaping policy, influencing negotiations, and redefining athlete leverage. The league's rising commercial success has given players a stronger voice at the table. This update reflected that shift. It wasn't just about contracts or expansion or revenue discussions. It was about control, about direction, about the identity of the league moving forward. And when control starts shifting, people pay attention. Controversy or progress? Of course, change never arrives quietly. Some critics argue that bold decisions can create instability. Others insist that without boldness, there is no evolution. Social media amplified both sides, turning the update into one of the most talked about sports topics of the week. But here's the truth. Controversy often signals growth. A league that sparks no debate is a league that isn't moving. The WNBA, on the other hand, is moving fast, and the world is noticing. What happens next? That's the question everyone is asking. Will this update lead to immediate transformation? Will it reshape the structure of the upcoming season? Will it strengthen the league's long-term stability? Or is this just the beginning of an even bigger shift? No matter the outcome, one thing is undeniable. The WNBA is operating in a new era. An era where headlines travel fast, where players have platforms, where fans demand transparency, where negotiations trend worldwide, and perhaps most importantly, where women's basketball is no longer underestimated. The internet didn't break by accident. It broke because people care. They care about the players. They care about fairness. They care about competition. They care about the league's future. That emotional investment is priceless. The WNBA is no longer fighting for relevance. It has it. The conversation is no longer about whether the league matters. It's about how big it can become. And if this moment is any indication, the ceiling might be higher than anyone imagined. The update may have shocked fans, but the reaction proved something even bigger. The WNBA has arrived, and the world is watching.